Today we're going to be talking about why we run our chickens on the same pastures that we run our cows and what the benefits to doing that are. Hi, welcome back to Harvest Hills Ranch. I'm Dr. Arland Hill, and we're going to be talking poultry today and how our chickens benefit our cattle. But I thought I'd show you real quick before we do that. We had a new member join our flock, and we've got a new rowan duck. She came from another farm where she was with chickens, and she was the only duck with those chickens, and the farm thought, oh, you know what, it'd probably be better if we got her with some ducks. So we've got her with the rest of our ducks here with our flock. But she's a new addition, but let's talk about a staple of what we're doing here with our chickens. So I'm gonna take you out to the pasture and show you some things in the pasture that illustrate how much benefit the chickens provide to the cattle. So let's walk out there. Well, we're out here in the pasture right now, and I'm in the area where we last ran our meat birds, and you can probably see that there are 3 individual lanes here, and actually when you get up a little closer out here, a 4th, we started using a 4th chicken tractor out here. But you'll notice that there are actually lanes of green here. Now, the reason that this is important is I seeded this pasture over back in the early fall, late summer, early fall. And you'll notice if you went out to look at some of the areas adjacent to where you see these lanes at, you don't see as much growth in the ryegrass and the seeds that I put out here. But the lane we're in right now, where these chickens came through, those chickens scratched up the pasture. They deposited their manure, they deposited down the nutrients in that. And this ryegrass has just taken off where they went through. You know, we've got these lanes here, and you literally, if you look behind me there, you can see the fencing where we were containing the chickens at, and you can actually see the chicken tractors over in the background there as well. But if we look at the grass here and how thick this grass is, I mean, this is literally like you came in here and you fertilized this grass, and I haven't put any fertilizer down, organic, synthetic, nothing has been put on this. It's just the chickens ran across it. Now, the reason that this is so important is all these blades of grass, there's not a lot of stem in this grass, there's not a lot of fiber in this grass, so it's at a point right now, and it'll stay like this for a pretty good little while yet. But the reason that's important is when the cows come back across this is high energy grass for them. There's a lot of resource here. And again, we're about mid-January right now. When the cows come back over here, it'll probably sometime in March before they hit this pasture. But they're gonna have, everywhere those chickens have gone, they're gonna have this kind of grass in front of them. So our efforts to push the chickens out in the pasture as much as we can this is why we do that. Now, there's also an added benefit beyond just the benefit to the cows, because we're also benefiting the microbes in the soil and setting ourselves up for our summer pastures, which is going to be predominantly Bahia grass. What's happening is that as these plants are going through the natural process of photosynthesizing and they're making these sugars, they're pushing those sugars down into the soil, and those sugars are going out to the microbes, and they're literally feeding those microbes as well. It's not just about what's going on above the ground, it's about what's going on below the ground, because the more of those sugars that we can have push out to those bacteria, to the fungus, especially in the ground, in the soil, the more of those nutrients feed back into the grasses, and the more the cattle benefit from those grasses. Absolutely, you see stuff like this, and you can easily see why it's so important to integrate the cattle and the chickens in together. The cows are going to come in here and they're just going to literally attack this grass. It's almost comical when we put them in a new pasture area like this, because they will just come straight to this and just start taking off big chomps of it right away. Wanted to illustrate that to you. It's such a valuable thing. We saw this, first time we saw this, and we knew right away that this was gonna be our system and how we were gonna integrate these chickens in with our cattle. And it's something we're gonna continue to grow and utilize. And literally, free manure, free fertilizer. Why wouldn't we do this? So there you go, guys. Hey, thanks for watching today. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit it with a thumbs up. Make sure you share this information with someone. Let them know about some of the holistic principles that can be utilized in the production of food. And make sure you join us for another video real soon. Thanks again. I'm Dr. Arland Hill out at Harvest Hills Ranch.